You remember the night the ground tore open downtown, but that isn't the moment Hawkins was lost. It happens earlier, quieter, inside a room where hope pretends it can still bargain with fear lingering. This is the point everyone survives, and something essential still doesn't inside Hawkins tonight somehow. Season 4, after the sirens fade, the school gym fills with cots, murmurs, and disbelief. They call it survival because the kids are breathing and the town still has a name. Hopper stands heavy with dirt at his cabin later, but the damage started before that walk. At the Creel House edge, Max's heartbeat returns, and everyone mistakes motion for mercy there tonight. Canon tells us love wins around, music cuts through, and the monster retreats for now. But watch the faces, because relief is thinner than fear, and it doesn't last here anymore. This is the shift. Bravery turns into guardianship, and guardianship never clocks out again for them. They didn't beat the dark. It chose Hawkins as a responsibility, not a battlefield anymore tonight. From here on, every win asks for caretakers, witnesses, and kids willing to grow old early. On rewatch, notice 11 doesn't smile. She checks the room like it might collapse again. Watch Lucas hold Max's hand, steady and terrified, practicing a promise he can't guarantee yet tonight. Dustin talks fast in the gym, jokes stack like sandbags, trying to keep grief outside. Steve scans exits without meaning to, learning a town is something you keep alive now daily. Nancy goes quiet, pen hovering later at the buyer's house, realizing stories can't seal cracks. This isn't celebration, it's inventory, counting who's breathing, who's broken, and who's next here tonight. The town meeting language says rebuild, but the silence says the ground learned their names. That's the moment Hawkins couldn't be saved, when survival replaced innocence and never apologized to anyone.
From that night forward, every hallway echoes with what almost happened, not what didn't. The cemetery later feels wrong, not because of death, but because everyone's already rehearsing it quietly. Hawkins' lab is gone, yet its habit remains, training kids to listen for alarms inside themselves. You feel it when Will freezes mid-sentence, sensing weather before clouds even form anymore. Joyce watches doorways now, not clocks, because time stopped meaning safety a long time ago. Hopper learns protection isn't punching monsters, it's waking up afraid you'll miss the next crack. At Starcourt's ruin, ghosts of summer laughter sit under ash, reminding them joy used to be loud. Every season after reads differently because the town stopped being home and became a patient. They carry Hawkins, not on maps, but in posture, in flinches, and how silence stretches too long. Canon frames this as endurance, but emotionally it's conscription, drafted into vigilance without consent. The kids didn't choose responsibility, it settled on them when adults ran out of answers. Watch future scenes closely, how they brace before doors open, how relief never fully lands. Even victories feel temporary, like borrowed time someone else is keeping track of carefully. That's why the goodbyes linger, why hugs feel urgent, why laughter always checks over its shoulder. Hawkins survives on paper, but inside them it's already a memory they're guarding. So when you think about saving this town, ask what saving even means anymore. Is it streets without cracks? Or people who never get to be unafraid again? Because the real loss wasn't buildings, or gates, or names carved into stone. It was the moment survival became the ceiling, and hope stopped reaching higher. And once you see that, you realize Hawkins was never meant to be saved, only carried.